Greetings, Earthlings. Now, today we're going to be talking about something very cool that happens in our solar system on a fairly regular basis, solar and lunar eclipses. Now, to kind of demonstrate how all this works, we've essentially got the Earth and we've got the Moon. Now, we know that the Moon orbits around the Earth, and as it does, most of the time, it doesn't block out anything to do with the Sun. However, occasionally, the Moon lines up just perfectly so that during the middle of the day, it will pass a shadow across the surface of the Earth, and for the people inside that shadow, it will turn into nighttime. Essentially, the Moon is blocking out the light from the Sun, and in the middle of the day, everything will go dark. On the flip side, we also have lunar eclipses, where at night, during a full moon, people on the surface of Earth will be able to see a full moon, except at some particular stage, as it passes around behind, it can pass into the shadow of the Earth. And so in the middle of the night, you'll see the bright full moon being blocked out by the Earth's shadow, and it goes a really ruddy red colour and essentially go dark on a full moon. And that's how lunar and solar eclipses work.
3, 2, 1, go! Lift off.
My name's Josh Richards, I'm a physicist, and I talk to kids about space science. I'm primarily interested in the psychology and the engineering of sending people to Mars. Currently, I've been chosen as one of 100 people shortlisted worldwide for the first human mission to Mars. And so I talk to people about that on a regular basis. The organisation I work for is essentially trying to help colonise another planet. Essentially, I will be one of the first human beings to travel through the darkness of space, to land on the surface of Mars and live there for the rest of my life. There's no return trip for us, so once we get there, we remain to stay. We'll actually become Martian colonists rather than just Martian explorers. My first memory of science and being interested in exploring space and the science that goes with that would really be when I was 7 years old and seeing Andy Thomas being selected as Australia's first professional astronaut with NASA. And turn around to my parents and saying, that's what I want to do when I grow up. I want to be an astronaut and I want to explore space. They explained that in order for me to do that, I needed to study science, I needed to learn about science and engineering, and here I am now. A typical day for me is, there is no typical day. I run around, I'm travelling, I'm writing, I'm visiting schools to talk to kids about exploring space. I love how science is a great way of engaging with the universe, discovering more about the world and the universe that we live in and understanding the rules that govern it. Most important discovery to date would probably be, I guess, Galileo proving that the moons of Jupiter orbit around Jupiter. That helped reshape the way that we see our solar system. It shifted our entire way of thinking away from Earth being the centre of the universe and Earth being something that is in the universe. It changed our perspective, and I think that's the biggest thing, the biggest discovery that we've had. No, it's designed to be very light. I think one of the biggest inventions, biggest revolutions in technology in the last, well, particularly the last 10 years or so, would be our smartphones. We literally have a device that we can travel around the world and be able to access all the information on the internet, be able to connect with people, communicate, integrating all of that technology into this tiny little device. That's probably been one of the biggest jumps forward with technology for us, very recently at least. You want me looking at you? The biggest goal for me is essentially the human settlement of Mars. I want us to become a dual planet species. So I want us to live beyond the planet that we first started on and start to really explore the universe. I'm getting used to getting rid of all of my stuff, having just a backpack and a ukulele to live with, sort of letting go of all the things that we have here on Earth. If I was going to take one piece of food, it's one specific thing that I could take with me to Mars that I couldn't, say, grow or anything like that, it'd be bacon. Bacon, definitely. I love bacon and eggs, and a lot of folks have sort of said, oh, you'll have to go vegan when you go to Mars, all these sort of things. I'm trying to learn the vegetarian vegan side of things, but I definitely would try and smuggle some bacon if I could. I always get asked how you go to the toilet in space. That's the biggest one that everyone wants to know. They know that there's no gravity, so things don't fall down the way they're supposed to. So the reality is, when we're travelling through space, the toilets we use actually have incredible fan systems. They have all sorts of vacuums. They even have blenders. It gets a little bit gross. Sort of using the toilet in space is not pretty. Once we're on Mars, there's 1/3 of Earth's gravity. It's about 38%, and so things still fall down the way they're supposed to. So we'll use regular toilets on Mars, but how you use the toilet in space is something that I get asked all the time. I do believe in aliens. I genuinely believe that we'll probably find aliens on Mars. It won't be Marvin the Martian, it won't be little green men running around, it'll probably be microbes. Chances are we'll find that sort of thing on Mars, maybe frozen in ice. I genuinely believe that we need to keep searching for intelligent life out amongst the universe. We've searched such a small part of our galaxy. There are so many possibilities out there to find someone else that maybe we can talk to. I think science isn't about knowing everything, it's about trying to figure out what you don't know and seeing if there's a way around it. I guess if I had one piece of advice for kids who are interested in science or just kids in general, it would be to try and do unreasonable things, to look at what other people set as limits and sort of go, I want to try and do something else. I want to try and go further and discover more. Explorers are people who step into the unknown. So if you want to be an explorer and discover more about the universe, you have to take risks. You have to look beyond the life that you're used to.
G'day, mates! We're travelling all the way to Broken Hill, outback New South Wales, because it's one of the best places in Oz to stare up at a nice, clear night sky. Let's spot some stars. Now, I'm here with my astronomy friend, Linda. Now, Linda's going to show me a few things about the stars, because supposedly I'm not the only one.
Haha. Welcome to Outback Astronomy.
Thank you so much. Now, obviously, we can see a sky full of stars, but where do we start?
Well, Nathan, it's a really good idea to start with the points of the compass. Know which way is north, south, east and west.
So how would we actually do that?
Well, a good idea is to think about where you live. For example, you know where the sun rises, it's in the east, and sets in the west. Many people have compasses on their smartphones, and you can check out where north, south, east and west is.
Where do we go from there?
Think about the time of year and the time of evening. The sky changes every night because of the Earth's rotation, and it also changes because of our orbit around the sun. So it's a good idea to make sure you've got a star map to reflect what is the month of the year.
And does the moon make it any harder or easier to see the stars?
Well, the moon can dim out a lot of the stars. Only the brightest ones will be seen with the moon. But out here in Broken Hill, we have gorgeous skies right up until full moon.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
What other way can we stargaze in our backyards?
Well, apart from the naked eyes, we can also use binoculars, and for faraway objects, we can use telescopes.
Oh, nice. I wish I had a pair of binoculars right now.
Well, you have got a pair there, just next to you.
Oh, perfect. Hey.
I've got a pair too.
Oh, wow, this actually really works.
Yeah, they're very good.
What's one constellation we can, spot really quickly?
Well, a constellation in our sky in the northeast during late in the year or in summer is Orion, and that's where most people see the saucepan.
Oh, okay, which is right
in front of you.
Oh, right there. Oh, yeah, I can see it.
So it has a handle, and the 3 stars that make up the belt of Orion are actually the bottom of the saucepan for us in the southern hemisphere.
And what kind of stars are those?
They're very large stars. In fact, the middle star at the base of the saucepan is about 40 times the mass of the sun, which means it's going to have a very short life, and it's going to blow up when it ends its life, and it will form a black hole.
So there's going to be a hole in the bottom of the saucepan.
Yeah.
But when is the actual best time to look at the stars?
Well, certainly leave it a little bit after sunset. Leave it till, say, an hour and a half when the sky has gone lovely and dark. That's certainly the best time to be looking.
So that's like a stargazing sunset.
Yeah, it's called astronomical twilight, but you do need to wait till the sky gets lovely and dark.
Now, Linda, one last question. How do you organise a party in space?
Beg your pardon?
You planet! Because it's a planet, yeah. Orion's belt, whatever that is. Over there.
Ready?
Go, little one. I'm here today at Sea Life Sydney Aquarium with Daniel, who is the keeper for the morning and the pyjama cuttlefish. Daniel, what are the coolest facts about cuttlefish?
Well, cuttlefish, they are really cool. One of my favourite things about them is they do have 3 hearts.
3 hearts?
3 hearts.
Wow.
So 1 heart will pump blood around the body, and then you've got 2 hearts which are designated to pumping blood to the gills. In saying that, their blood is actually green.
Cool, green blood.
Yep, this is caused by a green pigment which actually carries copper, unlike you and I, which have red blood, because our haemoglobin carries iron.
What do the cuttlefish eat?
They've got quite a varied diet, though their favourite thing to eat would have to be crustaceans. So things like crabs and shrimp. Now, they're really good with their camouflage, so what they'll do is they'll move across the ocean floor, creep up on these prey that they're catching,
Oh, here we go.
and then they'll shoot out these special appendages that they've got, 2 of their tentacles, to capture that prey.
So awesome. So they use camouflage to sneak up on their prey. How do they do it?
They've got these little pores on their skin called chromatophores, and what they are is little pigmented glands, and by changing the concentration within the pigments, they're actually able to change those colours, and it can happen super quick. In a matter of seconds, they can look completely different.
Thank you so much, Daniel, for all those interesting cuttlefish facts. And just remember, the next time you feel like a snack, don't try this at home. Oh. Are you still thinking about how many grains of sand there are compared to stars in the sky? It's such a huge number, 70,000 million. I just can't wrap my head around it. But in just 10 droplets of water, there are 70,000 million molecules. I guess water wins.
Oh.
Kind of.
Humans are often told that animals have a better sense of smell than us, like dogs, sharks, and even bears. But I think my smell is pretty spot on today. Oh. Humans have amazing noses too, and I'm sick of being told we don't. It's time to take a stand. We may not have as many receptors or smell sensors as these keen-nosed animal friends, but our brains can process a lot of smell information because we have big brains. Take that, Fido. Well, how do we smell smells? Well, scent molecules evaporate off objects and drift through the air. Special cells in the nose pick up scent molecules from the world around you. These cells send messages to the olfactory bulb, which is the part of the brain that processes smell. The olfactory bulb then sends the smell info to other parts of the brain to figure out what the smell means from a sort of smell memory or smell bank in your brain. So what's so good about the human nose? Well, us humans can actually track smells and we can improve with practice. The other cool thing about humans is we all have our own unique smell, like a fingerprint. We can also pick up other people's unique scent, weird and gross and cool all at the same time. And I'm going to do an experiment to prove humans are good at smelling. So here's how the experiment works. I've got 4 plain identical t-shirts that I'll hand out to the 4 Get Clever crew members, including myself. And I've put a little symbol on the inside so we can identify who got each t-shirt later. We'll wear the t-shirts for a whole day without perfume, going about our daily biz. And at the end of the day, I'll seal them up to make sure the funk stays funky. So we have Kristen, the producer on our show, Scotty, a sound operator, Russell, the cameraman, and of course me. Now, it looks like it's going to be a hot day and we are going to be really busy, so we're going to be producing a lot of our own unique scent. You ready to smell, guys?
Yes! Yeah!
The next step is each of us will have a go at smelling each t-shirt and guess who wore it. And the person that gets the most correct gets crowned the biggest nose. This is going to be interesting. Okay, so we've all worn our t-shirts for a day. Thank you. I'm going to seal them up and let them fester. And then we'll find out who has the best nose. So we have worn our t-shirts all day and then I sealed them up to let the smell fester. Kristen, you're up first to guess who each t-shirt belongs to just by smelling it.
Okay.
Good luck.
I'm going to guess Russell.
Right. That smells pretty good. It must be mine. Jackie.
Okay, lucky last. I'm a bit nervous whipping at these shirts. No offense, guys. Okay. Russell.
I'm going to guess Scotty for this one.
Kristen.
Kristen.
Ah. No. Okay. That's Russell. That's Kristen.
I'm going to guess Jackie for this one.
Jackie.
Russell.
Oh, no. Oh, Scotty.
And I think this one's me.
Oh, Scotty.
Phew. Yeah, that's me.
Me, I guess. And here are the results. I'm number 1, Scotty's number 2, Russell's number 3, and Kristen is number 4, which means Kristen got 2 right, so she wins the biggest nose. Why don't you try this at home and see if you can beat our scores? Human sense of smell is really good, although we didn't really conquer that last experiment. But smell is a really important thing. You know what? I've had enough of smelling today. I'm gonna go and have a shower.